Hi guys, welcome to our first Wellness Wednesday. Thank you so much for those of you who were able to join us for our Talk Tuesday Google Meet Hangout yesterday morning. That was really fun. I enjoyed seeing all your faces, so make sure to join. We're doing a Wednesday social today at 3 p.m. I'll be sending those invitations to those emails, to your email later on, so we can just hang out, no lesson involved. We're just going to be chatting, catching up. So if you're wanting to talk to your peers and me, we'd love to see you at 3. So make sure you are there. And yeah, we'll look forward to have a good time today at 3 on Wednesday. Every Wednesday we'll be doing that as well. And also remember, tomorrow is our Thoughtful Thursday. We'll be having our lesson again at 11 a.m. And again, sending those invitations through your email. So join us on Thursday for our Thoughtful Thursday lesson this week and moving forward. So today we're going to go ahead and get started with our Wellness Wednesday. And I have a PowerPoint up here on my screen. You can see how you can see me, and then here at the bottom, and then you can also see the PowerPoint here on my laptop. So just a way that you can also see the PowerPoint that I gave you guys in your binders, and also you can see it through this screen here. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is our nutrition and fitness lesson. Here we go. So our first slide here. What does it mean when someone says, take care of yourself? I know we're hearing that a lot lately with the epidemic going on, and people say, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy. So what does that mean? Well, right now it means a lot of things. Right now it includes washing your hands. It includes social distancing, staying 6 feet from others when you're in public areas. But also means some other things that we need to think about doing during this time especially, and when we're not having to stay at home. So what it means to take care of yourself means making good choices about the things you eat, one, and then making good choices about your exercise, about your physical activity, and what you're doing. So on our next slide, what does food do? And what you're going to want to have with you, I have the whole presentation here printed out for you guys in your binders. And then I also have some guided notes that you guys will be completing as I go through the PowerPoint. Now, of course, I'll be reading it kind of quickly, so if you need to just do this on your own to catch up, feel free to. All the words that you need to write in your guided notes are in bold already on the PowerPoint. So don't rush through this. Again, you can just listen to me as I go through it, and then when the video is done, you can take your own time to look through your own copy of the PowerPoint, or you can watch this video again and fill in your guided notes at that time. So just don't kill yourself and I say kill yourself, work too hard to keep up, because I'm going to go a little quicker. Trying to do shorter videos for you guys because I know it gets a little rough listening to me go on and on for an hour. So let's get into it. What does food do? Why is food so important for your health? Well, food is fuel for your body. Just like cars need gas, not Miss Car, but cars that we drive, they need gas to run. Well, people also need food to run and to operate. So food provides us this energy for your body for it to work properly. Deciding on what food to eat is important, however. There's not just one type of food. There's all types of foods. We have so many choices on what types of foods we can eat, and some of them are more healthy than others. Good food choices help you stay healthy. Poor food choices can lead to poor health. Eating too much or not eating enough can cause problems. Our next slide. Why is diet important to a person's health? And when I say diet, I'm not talking about like a diet you go on to lose weight. I'm talking about your diet, the things that you eat. So your diet, the things you eat, is the food. Your diet is the food you eat and drink. Your diet affects the way you look, the way you feel, and perform. So what you eat can even affect how you feel. If you eat too much, sometimes we feel tired and want to take a nap. But if we eat something very healthy with our vegetables and our fruits, that gives us more energy and that actually makes you feel better. So a healthy diet actually even helps you look your best. It makes your hair shine and it keeps your skin clear. So what you eat actually can even affect the way that your body looks with different things like your skin and like your weight and things like that and your hair. So it gives you energy to do things you want to do. Eating healthy also contributes to your emotional health. So that's really important. I mean, not only does food affect the way we look, but it affects our emotions as well. And it also gives us energy to think. Sorry, it's keeping this. It gives you energy to think and clearly deal with stress. Okay, so a lot of times if we eat healthy food, we feel better, our minds feel clearer, we're able to problem solve and think a little bit more clearly and just feel better. I know sometimes when I'm not taking good care of myself too, I'll get headaches. So that's just why, again, we're talking about nutrition. We're talking about staying healthy because it affects us in many, many different ways. So, scientists have discovered that food contains about 50 substances that your body needs to work and grow properly. Because you guys are still, I mean, I know we're older, young adults, but I mean, our bodies are still growing in some ways. And these are called nutrients. These are those substances that our body needs, called nutrients. Nutrients are grouped into 6 categories or classes. One thing you get from energy, your body uses the energy you eat in food for heat, movement, growth, and even repair. So even how quickly your body, if you get injured, how quickly your body can even heal itself is affected by what you eat. So we're going to talk about calories in this unit. A calorie is a unit that measures the amount of energy in food. So a lot of times you hear people counting their calories or looking at how much calories each food has. Well, calories are good because you need calories. They are energy that you get from your food. Now, you don't want too many calories though, because that can affect you in a negative way. Most people eat between 2,200 to 2,800 calories a day. You guys are younger, so you can, go. You would be between that range. When you're older, you probably need less calories. So in general, males do need more calories than females, and that's just because our bodies are different. Foods vary in the nutrients and calories they provide. Some foods are high in calories, but they don't have a lot of nutrients. So it might have a lot of calories with energy, but doesn't have a lot of nutrients, which is, again, those substances that your body needs. So for example, sugar, just like sugar that you would put in coffee or to sweeten a drink or something like that, that has 40 calories, just a little teaspoon, while a teaspoon of green beans has 2 calories. Green beans have more nutrients and fewer calories than sugar. Foods that are good sources of nutrients but are low in calories are called nutrient dense. A healthy diet includes nutrient dense food. So what this is saying here is you want those foods that you not necessarily have a lot of calories, but that have a lot of nutrients in them. And we're going to learn how to identify that on food labels here in a little bit. So here's some examples on our next slide of other nutrient-dense foods that are good for you. You might look at some of these and be like, oh, gross. But some of them aren't so bad. Salmon is a fish. Kale is a green. Seaweed, garlic, shellfish, which is like oysters and any fish that are in shells. Potatoes, liver, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of sardines either. But blueberries, egg yolks, the yellow part of an egg, and even, one of my favorites, dark chocolate is not bad for you if you eat it in smaller amounts. So, the number of calories you eat each day should match the amount of calories that your body needs. And all of our bodies are different. And we're going to find out we all need a different amount of calories for that. So the number of calories you eat each day should be just about match the number of calories your body needs. Too many calories can cause you to gain weight and become overweight. However, too few calories, not enough calories, can cause a person to become underweight, and that's just as unhealthy as being overweight. So you're making sure you're eating enough, but again, not too much. If enough of these 6 essential nutrients are missing from the diet, a person may have malnutrition. And that's something you hear from nutritionists. They'll tell you if you're not eating the right food, if you're not eating enough of the right food, you'll have some malnutrition, which is unhealthy. A person might eat enough food, but still not get enough nutrients because of just poor food choices. Because you decide to eat, meats and potatoes all the time, and we're not incorporating and not eating enough vegetables and also vegetables and fruits in our diet, which we do need. So how do you know when you're eating right, and how do you know when you're not eating right? So some signs that you're not eating right could be, and this is something I get, as I mentioned, is headaches. If you're getting frequent headaches, you're probably not eating right. Feeling tired. Maybe you're eating too much pasta during the day, or you're just eating too much during the day, and it makes you kind of feel tired during the day. Stomach aches, and even sometimes depression. So malnutrition may lead to some serious health problems. So not eating right can lead to these health problems, especially as you get older. Another problem that results from a poor diet is deficiency or a lack of something. That's what deficiency means. If you're deficient in something, that means you're not getting enough. Like I went to the doctor a couple years back, and they gave me a bunch of tests, and they said, you don't have enough vitamin D. And that's when I was living in Chicago, and we don't get a lot of sun up north like that. So I was missing out on a lot of vitamin D. So I had to start taking vitamins, and that's a good way to get more of those substances as well if you're just not getting them in your diet. So a doctor might recommend that. Another example is a person who's not getting enough iron may have an iron deficiency. I know iron is something that a lot of people do lack a little bit, but that's something that you can, again, look for on that label and find out how much iron something has in that. Deficiencies may lead to serious health problems, such as damage to the nervous system and even the heart. So fortunately, there are some guidelines to help you plan healthy and nutritious meals. So we're going to go over some dietary guidelines here on our next slide. You should try to eat a variety of food. Even if you are someone who eats a lot of fruits and vegetables, you want to eat different kinds of fruits and vegetables as much as possible to get the different nutrients that each different source has. And again, choose a diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Choose a diet that's low in fat, saturated fat, and cholesterol. Choose a diet that is low in sugar. So we know a lot of candies have sugar in it, and it's okay. I'm not telling you can't eat candy. I eat candy all the time, but you should just do it in moderation, in very small pieces, or very small. You shouldn't be eating candy for breakfast and lunch and dinner every day. Maybe just once a day. Choose a diet that is low in salt and sodium. Sodium, when we look on our labels here in a little bit, sodium is salt. That's kind of the same thing as telling you how much salt that's in there. So you try to, stay away from a lot of those foods, again, as you get older. But this is something we can go ahead and start thinking about now. So the government came out when I was younger. The government had a way that we should eat, and we were going to health classes, and in my health class when I was in high school, they had like a little pyramid. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before, but it had like grains and then vegetables and all this stuff, and they're telling you how much you should eat. Well, the government changed that, and now we use a My Plate graphic here that you can see on my screen. So you should, a good meal for you would be a variety of these things. So having a little bit of dairy on the side, like a milk or a yogurt or something like that. Some grains like rice, oats, different things like that. Protein, which is meat, any type of meat. Vegetables and fruits should be also large parts. So they should be just like the size of these items on the plate should be about the size of the items on your plate as well. So find out how much you need to eat in each food group every day. Now, you can go ahead and disregard this last slide. There's no activity attached to that, so you can just go ahead and skip that. That's something I did in the classroom before when I taught this. So all you need to worry about with this PowerPoint slide is just making sure that you complete your guided notes here. And then we are going to get into our next activity, which is reading our first nutrition label. So pardon me as I switch to a full screen here, taking my PowerPoint slide off here so you can just see me. Hi. All right. So, pardon me if I'll try to slow down a little bit here. But again, I know you guys weren't able to finish all those guided notes as I just went over them. So please feel free to use your own copy of the PowerPoint and these guided notes, and you guys can complete that on your own. Just wanted to kind of read through that and give you some explanations of some of that information that's on that PowerPoint. So now we're going to get into a nutrition label. This nutrition label is for a sample label for macaroni and cheese. Yeah, we all love mac and cheese, right? Okay, so here we go. So you're going to pull this out of your binder because we're going to work on this today. Sorry, here we go. Just trying to straighten it there so you can see it. So here we go. This is a sample, again, like I said, for macaroni and cheese. And you'll have a nutrition, I'm sure this doesn't look very new to you guys. I'm sure you've seen this before on your food. Either it's on the box or on the package of the item that you're going to eat. So it's called a nutrition facts label. And the government has required that food has the nutrition facts listed on there so people know what's in their food. Trying to move it to where you can see me and the paper. Here we go. So we're going to start here. So each nutrition label has what's called a serving size. And a serving size is how much of something is recommended to eat. And then all of these facts are with that serving size. So as you can see here, a serving size of mac and cheese is only 1 cup. So if you're eating more than that, then you would expect all of these to be a little higher. Those calories wouldn't be 250. They would be more than that if you're eating more than that serving size. So a serving size would be 1 cup. And it even tells you how many servings are in each box or bag. So here, this macaroni and cheese has 2 servings. And then it tells you how many calories. So you definitely want to check the calories. How many calories are in each item? So this macaroni and cheese with 1 cup has 250 calories. Even breaks down and tells you how many of these calories are from fat, and that's 110. So actually a lot of them. Okay, and then we're gonna go down here and look at these. These are things that we need to kind of limit, make sure they're not too high. So we limit these nutrients. So you'll see here after the serving size and after the calories on food labels, you'll see here how it has listed total fat. And the G right here means grams. And then it even gives you a percentage, so 18% on total fat. Saturated and trans. You definitely want to make sure that your saturated and trans fat are a little lower. Fat isn't bad to have. You just want to make sure it's not a lot. And then cholesterol and sodium, you also want to make sure those aren't very high as well. Again, that sodium is how much salt is in that item that you're eating. Okay. So, and right here, your dietary fibers, and this has sugars and proteins. Sorry, my hand's getting a little tired right here, so I'm going to hold it from the top. Okay. So we have here sugar, so 5 grams. So you really want 5%. 5% or less is low, so you want less than 5%. Here it has 0. Protein is 5 grams. Protein's not bad. And then for this whole section right here is things that you want a lot of. So vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. All those are good things that you want over 20% of in an item that you're eating. So, sorry, as you can see here, I don't think I'm ever going to be good at this, guys. I do apologize. But right here, it's good because we have over 20%, we have 20% of calcium, so that's really good. So anything 20% or more is high, so that's good. So anything with vitamins, calcium, or iron, those are good things. And then lastly, these are little footnotes on your nutrition label, and these kind of tell you the percent daily values and how they're based on a 2,000 calorie count diet. That's, again, you guys are eating more calories than that because of your age and you're a younger adult, but this is based on a 2,000 calorie diet. That's something Miss Carr would be eating. So it tells you here how kind of breaks down the footnotes on the sodium and those recommended daily percent values there. Okay. So it's a little confusing. I know nutrition labels, we know them, we've seen them, but they can be a little confusing and what we eat. So we're going to go into that next week. We're going to do some label logic, and I think that's really going to help us as we compare some of our at-home food items in our activity next week. But for right now, what you're going to do is very much like the guided notes. You're just going to take the nutrition label that I just went over with you guys, and then the blank one that you also have, and you're going to fill in those blanks that are there. So it's really just a guided note activity just to help you navigate a nutrition label and what a nutrition label looks like. So just here, you're going back to that one I just showed you, and you're putting in the serving size, 1 cup, right? Yes, 1 cup, 2 servings. So 1 cup, 2 servings, and you're just using, again, this information to fill in on here. Okay, with all the percents and the grams and milligrams and all that good stuff there. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory. I think you guys can get it from here. But before I go, I'm going to go over one more thing that we are going to be doing on our Wellness Wednesdays, which is our physical activity chart. This is very similar to your employability skills chart that you're doing, where you're charting all the chores that you're doing around the house that are similar to what we were doing at the hotel, vacuuming, cleaning windows, yard work, just different stuff like that. Well, now we're also going to be charting a physical activity chart. Because we're staying home a lot longer than we thought we were, it's really important that you guys continue to take care of your health. And a great way to do that is to make sure we're exercising still. So I'm only requiring you guys to do this on Wednesdays, but I definitely encourage you, if you're doing something else on a Thursday or Friday or even on the weekend, put it on here. And so you can see how much exercise you're getting. Because remember, the better we take care of our bodies, the better we feel emotionally, and our bodies feel better too. So what you're going to do here is, I'm just reading right here at the top, put your name and date on it, and for one day, list the activities you did and how long you did them. Things such as riding a bike, mowing the yard even counts. That would count for your employability and activity. Watching TV. See, it has some things that aren't so active. Playing video games, taking a walk, or playing basketball. Okay, then use the calorie counter at this website to find out how many calories you used. The average active teenager burns 2,800 calories a day. So a teenager, and I know you guys are young adults, but a teenager burning off, who's very active with biking or running, playing basketball, they're burning 2,800 calories a day, which means it would be really important for that person to also eat that. So I always had a gym teacher, and her mantra was calories in, calories out. And you want to eat a lot of calories, but you also want to burn a lot of calories. So this website